cancer, I check that manifestation, all the other energy systems interacting with it, like the blood, the chemistry, the immune system, lymphatic system, organs, endocrine glands, etc. And when I'm done, I get, is there anything else? It's done.
I'm at a loss for words, except for when I prayed about having you on the show, because I knew before I met you again that I wanted to have you back on the show, only because we had a technical difficulty last time. But I knew that I already knew that I didn't even really know what I wanted to say. Does that make sense?
Sure. A lot of times people get a hold of the Little Book of Miracles, and there's so many dramatic cases that people have shared back with us.
Yes.
And a lot of times they don't know where to begin. And we just have to pick a spot and start expanding on it.
Well, it's like I didn't need to know any background about you. I knew that I knew. And we needed to share on this show. Our soul purpose, our soul reason.
Well, people a lot of times said, well, you must have had faith all your life. And I said, just the opposite. I grew up in a ghetto in the inner city of Brooklyn, New York, and I was an atheist.
Really?
I brought up in a Jewish family, and I thought it was all nonsense. Well, when you're in a very scary environment, and you have, a very scary dad, you're saying, where's God? I don't see God. So I thought I was going to be a survivor. I was going to be strong. And I wasn't going to give in to this hype without proof. Well, the healing started with a dream. I wrote a book on dreams, He Who Walks on Two Worlds.
Oh, I want that.
Yeah, I've recorded over 17,000 of my own dreams. Well, the healing started with the dream. 1981, I was in a church in the dream. I came out of the church. There was a gate with a lock on it. And I said, okay, lock. I made the sign of the cross and said, in the name of the Christ. And the lock opened. And then a voice said, look at that. We have Christ in our midst. And I said, no, I'm no one. I'm here to help him manifest the Christ. Well, I thought it was a great dream. I didn't know what to do with it.
At that time.
Right. So a few months later, I'm at an ARE conference in Phoenix on holistic health. We're discussing dreams. I mentioned this dream. And a woman says, well, you're a chiropractor. Why don't you make the sign of the cross over someone's spine and see what will happen? And what did I say? Oh, nothing's going to happen. It's just a dream. And she said, humor me. Well, 95 out of 100 people, if they lay down with their shoes on and their spine's out of alignment, one leg is going to be shorter. 95 out of 100 people, when the chiropractors align their spine, the legs usually even out. So I checked the person's spine, checked their legs, stepped a few feet away, made the sign of the cross and said, in the name of the Christ, and their spine leaped into place. Now this was in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey, could you do that on me? No, I'm just,
so
really?
I thought,
amazing.
Yeah, and I thought, I'm not going to tell this to anybody back home. I figured I'd lose all my credibility.
Right.
But that's how the healing started. So it became a hobby. I just didn't feel comfortable telling anybody about it. So for the next 13 years, I kept it a secret in Louisiana. But gradually, the dream guidance, like one dream said, in time you'll work with all things, but you won't seek it out. When it is right, it'll be brought to you. Gradually, the inner feeling was I needed to do this full time. And I reached a crossroads in my life that I said, okay, God, you win. And I gave away my clinic and started doing the healing full time.
Wow.
But like I said, it was a process.
Yes.
I had to give in and say, okay, this is bigger than me. And also initially, I had such doubts. And God is so understanding of all of us. God knew I had doubts, I had questions, so God gave me time for my faith to grow. How? By experiences. And the more I saw dramatic things happen, gradually my faith got stronger and stronger till it reached a point, no matter what people come to me asking for healing, I don't get, oh my God, it's cancer, oh my God, it's a stroke, or they're suicidal. I know it's not me, it's God doing the work. So I can stay calm and stay neutral, which is so important for the spiritual healer. Stay neutral.
I get excited though, Dr. Saul.
Well, like I said, yeah, I'm still excited when I get letters from people and they go, Dr. Shaye, you know, I need to let you know I called for you. I had this enlarged heart and a leaky valve, and I was afraid to go back to the cardiologist, what he was going to say next. But I heard about you. I called and did some healing. Half the work I do is over the phone. And I finally got enough nerve to go back to the cardiologist, and he said, you can't be the same person we saw 6 months ago. Your heart's perfect. I love it when you get it documented. Or a case down in Florida, she had a mass in her breast. She was all scheduled for the surgery. She called for healing, goes in for the surgery, and they can't find it. And they put the old results up, and they go, well, there it is, but it's not there now. And she said to the doctor, well, I had a healer work on me. And the doctor says, well, we don't believe in that, but just in case, give me his phone number. So, yeah, but I love it when we have documentation, because many, many years ago, my sister, who's a nurse, her husband's a medical doctor, said to me, oh, you just help people because you're a nice person. And I said, I'm not that nice.
I heard the tone of your voice change there, but I'm not that nice.
I said, well, I mean, I think I'm a nice person, but not enough to all of a sudden make cancers go away, or a person with AIDS for 5 years with no change in blood work, and all of a sudden it's normal. I'm not that nice. Something is happening, and I think in time we're going to get more explanation, maybe electroencephalograph studies, or studying blood work, working more with Kirlian photography. There is going to be some data that's going to be able to be measured. What exactly is the healer doing? Is it changing the person's vibrational field, their skin temperature, their respiration, brain waves? What exactly is happening? And maybe we can duplicate some of that with technology, even though you're never going to understand infinite with finite mind. But I think it'll help everybody, you know, when we have more insights, what's going on. And I'm open to that.
It's incredible. Incredibly exciting. So, I don't want to ask you this question until later, but I'm sitting here and I'm bubbling over with this question like, well, what would be the ultimate goal of a lot of people like you? What would that look like? Well,
you got to realize also that for every one of us, every single person on the planet, their number one reason for being here is soul growth. So if we were all spiritual healers, you know, we would need a lot of people to work on. We're all given different tasks. This was a task that was given to me because Spirit thought I was ready. But there's so many spiritual gifts people can manifest. My reason, my justification for living is soul growth. You know, once I turned on to God and said, God, you lead, I'll follow.
That's right.
That's been the number one reason in my life, to fulfill my soul's purpose and why I'm here and serve God. And yeah, I may meet other people who say, I think I have the ability to do spiritual healing. Can you give me some insights? And everything I know, I share in my lecture workshop or on my DVD. But I can't give anybody the gift of spiritual healing. When they're ready, they will manifest it. But sometimes me sharing my journey might help them on their journey.
Well, every step of the way of the unfoldment of Angels at God Central Station and both television shows, TV Angels Talk, Soul Relationships, and Calling All Angels Hotline, has been from prayer and meditation and that guidance, that same kind of like what you're talking about, jumping out of bed from the dream and with that guidance.
Well, yeah, when I read Edgar Cayce's There Is a River in 1975, it turned my life upside down. And Cayce said dreams could be a pathway to your higher self. At that point, I was dreaming all the time, never thought they had any meaning. All of a sudden, I realized dreams can be important. I got a little cassette recorder, placed it by my bedside. I wake up all night long. Now, every time I wake up, I say, oh, I was having a dream. I grab the mic, close my eyes, and record it. What do I close my eyes? If we're seeing, if we're writing, we're already forgetting. And I want to be able to get the data down first without thinking, then think about it later. And so many times, you know, dream guides, you know, until we get examples, people don't know what it means. So a lot of times I give them possibility thinking. For instance, the year before I closed my clinic, I had 3 dreams that I was pregnant.
You did?
Yep.
You were pregnant?
In the dream, 3 dreams.
Were you male?